Welcome back, MTG Joe here. It is a new season. This is the April season starting on March 31st, but we are going to be starting our quest for Mythic again. I'm going to start off with the deck that got me Mythic last month in Best of 1 Explore. This is Mono Green Stompy. So this list itself will go over the cards. However, I went 42 and 22 with this list. Had a good matchup against most of the field. Bad against Mono Green Devotion just because they go bigger than you. The Angels matchup could be a little tough. Similarly with these are just like the life gain decks. But good against like other creature decks. Decent against control. Good matchup against Mono Blue Spirits. We'll see with the new additions with the Blue White Spirits how it plays out. And then decent matchup against Greasefang as well. So we'll give it a shot. See how this plays out this season and see if it works as it did last season. But we'll go over the cards and I'll explain my thoughts. So we have 8 accelerants in the terms of Llanowar Elves and Elvish Mystic. Basically the same card, just functional different names. And with this deck, what you're trying to do is go turn 1 this, turn 2, play out a big chunky 3-drop. So either like Ronus, which can attack the turn it comes down, but you can often get 4 greater creatures in play. You have Old Growth Troll, you have Steel Leaf Champion, which is also nice as a pseudo unblockable. 1 copy of Crawl Harpooner to offset a land count because we are playing Collected Company, so it helps us kind of play through and have 1 fewer land. We have Blizzard's Brawl with a Snow mana base to account for that. And then 1 copy of Master's Rebuke, so this is an instant speed. So it's a fight spell, but it deals damage as opposed to fight, so your creatures don't necessarily trade. Blizzard's Brawl gives indestructible when you have enough snow basics, so that helps as well. 4 of Scavenging Ooze in the main to attack your opponent's graveyard. Really good against Greasefang. They often just concede with an ooze present. And then we have Werewolf Pack Leader as a card advantage engine. Collected Company, as I mentioned, helps you find your big threats. And then I started originally with this list with 3 copies of the Great Henge. Great Henge is very slow in this format, especially Best of 1. And notably, like in the matchups before where you want a Great Henge, like the grindier matchups, things like Blue-White Control, they now play Farewell. So kind of forces you more into a position where Farewell hurts you even more, because not only they hit the henge, but you overcommit to the board. Vivian lets you play cards off the top of your library. However, it also lets you have the ability to just make tokens and kind of pressure your opponent without committing more to the board. The Vigilant or the Reach ones are really good against Greasefang, can buy you time. And then you can also go Vigilance to kind of go offense, defense with that. The mana base is 2 layers of Hydra, Boseiju, and then the Snow Cover Forest. Some cards I'm considering, if Spirits is really prevalent and the matchup's pretty bad, we can go Crawl Harpooner. It also allows us to fight the Angels decks with things with flying. There's a consideration there. There's also a consideration for us to fit in a copy of Questing Beast in here if we run into a lot of Wandering Emperor decks. The Emperor kind of gets us, even though we have really big creatures, the Exile can be relevant at times. So we're going to run it through, see how it plays out this season, see if we can maintain a win rate similar to last. It's always kind of the interesting thing. Like usually every month I pretty much make Mythic with a different deck. It's just a matter of seeing, sometimes some decks work, sometimes they don't. I had really like a lot of success times with Mono Red, and other times it just hasn't worked. Wizards, like sometimes Greasefang works for me, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the important thing. We'll take a look, and I want to see if this deck works because we do have the qualifier play in, so give it a shot with this deck. So opponent goes first. Generally, Accelerant on 1 is where you want to be. So next turn, I have the option. So this probably signifies Angels if I had to guess. So usually, yeah. I want to start prioritizing getting Steel Leaf out. The Steel Leaf can't be blocked. And then next turn I can go double drop. The fact they're on the play hurts us a bit, because if they go Coco here, I'm in a bit of trouble. So this turn I'm actually going to prioritize getting Pack Leader out over the Old Growth Troll because I want to get the card draw this turn. I need to be able to... Okay, so second Valkyrie's really bad. I need to find a Blizzard's Brawl. Pretty aggressive line there. Okay, Coco's not bad. We just gotta hope that they don't go nuts on us this turn. Their mana bases, they might be mono white. Yikes. So that's the scary part, because they're gonna gain 6 from this, and then another 6. Or another 8, so they're at 25. So I need this Coco to pop off. That's the problem with... If we had a fight spell... Yeah, just didn't hit it. Yeah, we're dead. Kind of annoying. Coco, you live by the Coco, you die by the Coco sometimes. We had a fight spell there to take off one Righteous. It could have worked, but... Angels usually is a favored, so we can get under them, and that works at times, but we saw there, like, if they're able to hit that life gain. Once they get the Righteous Resplendent going, they gained 14 life that turn. If we had hit, like, 10 to 11 power, then at least we can push in there and potentially get it. But there we attack in even with... Okay, we'll keep this hand. One's looking good. We're better suited this hand. Like the other hand was better against Greasefang. Now this hand's better against Angels, but we're going to run into Greasefang probably. So we'll see how this plays out. Because even at that turn, we still had an attack, but we don't have great blocks. We have to commit mana into the pump, otherwise our pack leader dies. And at that point, they're gaining too much life. Alright, well, like I said, for Angels, this hand's a little bit better. So we can fight their spell here, set up for a Coco, and then fight their next spell. So I think we still do this. It's not the best target to fight, but it does make their things like into a 3/5, for example, so then our old growth can attack in, so we want to keep it manageable. The big thing is with this deck, you can attack in. Let's pass the turn here. Hopefully no Coco out of the opponent. So we're going to let them do their Coco first in case they catch another apparition. So we'll go our big guns here. So here... Gonna fight this because this leaves a spirit behind. Just gotta push as much damage as possible, keep him a bit lower. Just keep the other pump available. We have two. It's not really, it's just increases base power, so we can do a pump here. Okay, so they go Steel Leaf here. I think we just pump like this. Vivian's nice. Fortunately, so we could have attacked with more things to trigger, but then we're just throwing away. Need another fight spell. The problem is they're going to be gaining... I think we might want to try Crawl Harpooner here. They gain 2 here. If they have another Angel, it's pretty bad. So... we can Pack Leader attack... Probably wait till next turn. This gives me a blocker at least. We are running the risk of just them gaining a ton of life. This could be Kyla's Reconstruction. Bishop into Coco. When your opponent finds there are 3 copies of Skyclave Apparition in 17 cards, so we're going to take the trade here. That's fine. They will get a Spirit. The problem is, like, we're pretty far behind here. Coco on top. Could go with another reach creature.
I love making new friends.
We just gotta kind of hold off here. We can gain some life. I need to put some pressure on them, but that's actually kind of absurd, hitting that much. They play 4 removal spells in their whole deck. So we're going to have to try to push some damage through next turn. See how they want to attack here. Yes, they're being very conservative. I'm going to split the counters. Okay, Blizzard's Brawl is very good. So we do want that. Means I can't Coco. Let's see what they do here. So they're letting the damage go through. I think I still want to draw this. Okay. Bishop's fine. Because I think the big thing here is I got to take the Righteous Valkyrie off the battlefield. Since that gives him such a boost in power. I think we need to do this. Okay, so we know we have a forest there. These reach creatures are doing what they're intended to be doing.
Beauty lies in variation.
So we're going to attack in here with all of them. And then we can Coco on their end step. I want to just keep their life low. Like, they're obviously a collected company or Kyla's away from being pretty formidable. I wouldn't mind a pack leader for card advantage. And see, like in this game, if we had Henge, well, they just freaking ripped. Miss? Miss? So they did hit some Resplendence. They have these. They gain like infinite life. Not bad. There's a Blizzard's Brawl at the bottom though. Okay, Ronus is a big one. Since it lets us push through trample damage. Okay, so that already has trample. Eat a Giada here. Like we're chonking. We gotta need them to like miss for a turn. So they can gain some life with this Resplendent Angel. But like I'll just throw a triple block on it. It's worth getting that off the battlefield. Just because they're going to gain the life and then they'd gain more life. Bit of an aggressive one. Okay, pack leader's good. So chunk in with the squad. We'll probably still play this out, but I just want to see what their blocks look like. I want to take this angel off the battlefield. Since it can go offense, defense. So I can do this. This dies. We're going to equip here. This lets me cast this. This Vivian's like solo carrying. So we got to dodge like obviously another Coco or Kayla's. Alright, that should be GG. Just chonking in. Master's Rebuke's very good. So I actually think I need to hold the Rebuke. Just because Righteous beats us, unless I can get them with like some trample damage. Okay, so do you you're gonna die, so got him. Solo carry Vivian. That matchup can be like, we are able to control them a bit. I think they threw away their they should have been more aggressive attacking into Vivian, just because Vivian was a thing holding them back. They gave us enough time to actually attack through these. Hopefully we can showcase a matchup other than the Angels match. Pearl Harpooner, like I said, something to consider. I want to run the Spirits deck a couple more times. We might want another copy of Master's Rebuke. Okay, so we go first. We don't have an Accelerant on one, but I think we still keep this hand. Stitcher. You know, it's great against Stitcher Supplier. Scavenging Ooze. So typically they don't play Fatal Push. I'll just do this proactively. It's probably Witherbloom command that they have. So here it's nice because I can Coco on their end step. Yikes. I don't want to let them hit the Stitcher just yet. Rafine's Informant's probably the best. Yeah, so now we just kind of turn the corner, start drawing cards, eat away at their whole library, outgain them in life. So the secret to this is just turn 2 Scavenging Ooze. You'll win pretty much all the games. They don't play any removal in their deck, so they have to try to race you, and their creatures are worse at racing. We have Trample, we have a lot of things with Evasion. Their best creature is a 4/3. If they can get a Chariot out, it could sometimes work, but you're usually able to kind of outpace them that way. So depending on what our opponent shows, we might go Ronus on 2. because then we can go this and then pump the Rakdos. Cards I didn't think we'd see. Well, Vivian should be good in this matchup. Hopefully no Fatal Push. I have no clue what we're playing against. I have the Fatal Push too. So the thing is, Ronus isn't great against like the... So it's good and bad against like these Rakdos potentially heavy removal decks. Okay, so Yahini the Undying Partisan. Well, we'll take a Collected Company. Doing this main phase because we are hoping to draw a big creature. Hope was wrong. So this can gain indestructible whenever another creature an opponent controls dies. That is exile, so non-bow. So the nice thing here, so I can go for the card draw, or because this sacrifice gains indestructible. I think we hold back this turn. That's fine. So they're going to sack to give indestructible. I want to have 2 creatures back, so I can protect my Vivian. I'm going to go Vigilance here. Next turn, this strikes me as a Goldspan Dragon deck, so next turn I'm going to go Reach. I think this turn we will... I want to keep Vivian alive. I think that's fine. Blizzard's Brawl off the top is great. So their block should be on Ronus, correct? This is actually good, because if they don't sack to Yahini here... Okay, they wisely. So here, given that, I think we just pop in a couple points more of damage. We'll go Vigilance again. I'm basically concerned once they get to 5 mana. They keep using their treasures. I don't know why they're playing this over Fatal Push. Kumano's pinging are actually kind of annoying. Oh, they're just like Kalain Tribal. Okay, so they can attack here. We'll just throw the elf in the way. That should be GG. Fight, do our thing, pump, smash, kill. Alright, nice little demo of the deck. So the first game we kind of got punted by Angels, but 3-1, we showed how we can grind with Angels, we can grind with a few decks. The fight spell is very good. I'm very much a fan of this deck. It's a very proactive deck, but doesn't get completely hosed by sweepers. It's one of the few decks I think that is an aggro deck that can go up against Angels and has reasonable game against Greasefang, which are kind of your two pillars of the format. Just having big creatures. Like, our opponent gained tons of life that game, and we were hitting them for like 20 a shot. So we were able to keep pace with their life gain in those decks. But that's it for the day. Let me know what you think in the comments. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.